Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this part of second of this chapter number 6, and we were discussing about the employment growth and informalization. So we have seen how the growth is impacting the labor employment section in India, right? And how there is increase in informalization of the labor class in India, right? So we have seen that. We have seen the type of works that are going on in the recent period, right? So there were traditional type of works before, but now as the growth of IT services etc. are going on, so new type of works are being generated in Indian economy, right? So we have also seen what a worker is and what is an employment. Right, and we have seen why the women are not categorized as workers, right? So you can see it in the part one. Right, and then we saw that who are what type of employment, who is what type of worker, right? A person can be a salaried worker or self-employed worker, right? Or he may be a casual worker, right? And then we saw about the casual works, right? And in the rural areas, what type of employment scenario is there, and in urban areas, what type of workers are residing in majority, right? So these are the things that we have discussed in the part one, and today we are starting with our part two, right? Part two of our discussion, right? Okay, so we have already seen that casualization of workforce is happening in India. So people are shifting from the from the self-employment jobs towards either salaried or the casual work, right? So this phenomena is called as casualization of work, right? Okay, so this was about the worker. This is a perspective of the worker, right? Worker is converting into the casualization. Now, from an economic angle, from a economy as a whole, we will be seeing today the informalization of Indian workforce. So, Indian workforce is becoming more informalized as compared to formalized, right? So, the Indian workforce is working in informal sector more as compared to the formal sector, right? So we have already seen that proportion of hired work jobs are increasing in India, right? So salaried workers are increasing in India, and its objective of planning, that we have already seen that every time the objective of planning is to provide decent livelihood, decent job to the people so that they can earn their livelihood, right? And this was envisaged that industrialization strategy would bring surplus workforce from the agriculture towards the industry, right? Either industry or this was towards the industrialization, and also as the industrialization will progress, people will start to shift towards the services sector also, right? So but we have seen many of the economists say that the quality of employment in the Indian economy is decreasing, right? And what people are doing, people are working for more than 10 to 20 years in a single company, right? And they are working for a single employer, but still they don't have the access to the maternity benefit for the women, provident fund, gratuity, and pensions, right? So those social security measures, social security initiatives that those workers should be having, they are not being given by the employer, right? So in that sense, the quality of the work of the employment is deteriorating in India, right? And the small sections of Indian workforce is getting regular income. So those people who are given the casual work, right, wages, daily wages earners are growing in India, right? But those people who are regular salaried, those proportion is decreasing in India, right? So this is what is happening in India, right? And government has made some labor laws etc, but what is in order to protect the rights of the workers, but what is problem is that these labor laws, right? And what type of labor laws are there? Like trade, to form the trade unions, bargain, they can bargain their wages, and working conditions, etc., with the employer, etc. So in that sense, those labor laws gives the rights to those workers so that they can have their working environment proper, right? So and also the social security measures also. But what is happening is these labor laws are applicable to the formal sector, but those people who are working in the informal sectors, laws regarding those are very limited, right? So in that sense, those workers whatever the workforce that is working in an economy can be categorized into two parts. It can be either formal or informal. Who are the formal? Formal people are formal or informal. We can also call them as working for organized or unorganized sectors, right? So in that sense, the all those people who are working in the public sector, right? For PSU, they may be working for as a civil servant, right? Or they may be providing services to the to any company or any organization of the government. Those people will be called as those people will be called as organized workers, right? Organized workers or formal workers, right? Now, all those people who are not in this category will be called as informal sector or informal workers, right? And in that sense, because farmers are not working for the government, agriculture laborers are not working for the government or government undertakings, or small enterprise owners are also not working. So in that sense, farmers, agriculture laborers, small enterprise owners, non-casual laborers, right? Construction workers, hand load workers, etc. Head load workers, etc. Those all people are categorized into the informal sector, right? So you can understand what the formal sector is. Formal sector is only about the government undertakings or any formal employment they are having, or otherwise every person is in the informal sector, right? Okay, so you can see this through this image. Those people are vending, these people are vendors, right? These people are vending, and the market is going on, and these people have come up to buy something, right? So in that sense, these people who are selling some of their goods, right? Those people will be called as self-employed, right? And this is a informal sector employment, right? These people are not working for the government, right? They are working for themselves, right? So that means this sector, these all people will be categorized as informal workers, right? But the major difference between them is also about the work social security benefits. Those people who are working for the formal sector for the government, they get social security benefits, and so those social security benefits, by the social security benefits, I mean that they will be provided some insurance, they will be provided some accident covers, they will be providing some health insurance, etc., right? And they will be provided after their after the work, when they get retired, retirement benefits will be there, right? Retirement benefits or gratuity will be there. So these are the type of social security services, that service benefits that they are provided for, right? In the public employment or the formal employment. But those people who are working for informal sector, informal work, they are not having these type of benefits, right? So would dwindle, ठीक है? This those people who are working for the formal workers, and proportion as the economy grows, right? As the GDP of a nation will grow, right? So people will be starting to move from the informal towards the formal sector, right? Formal sector, like a simple corporation, whatever the company that is registered in India, right? Those people who are working within that company will also be called as formal sector, right? So those people will keep working for a company, they will be working as salaried employees. So those people will be going for the formal sector as compared to informal sector, right? So but what actually has happened in India, we will be seeing it from the chart, right? In 2011-12, 443 people, million people were working in the in the informal sector, and in 2019-20 it has increased to 476. So in that sense, the people in the informal sector are not decreasing, they are increasing in India, right? At the same time, people working for the formal sector have also increased, right? So in that sense, the people should be decreasing. For people working for informal sector should be decreasing, but it has not been seen in India, right? Okay. So this is if we will be seeing what is the number of people or the percentage of people who are working as informal sector, right? If we will be able to gauge the numbers, then we will be seeing that only approximately 11% are working in the formal sector, right? And rest 89% approximately 89% of the workforce in India is working for the informal sector in 2011-12, right? And about 20% of the formal sector and 30% of informal sector workers were women, right? So women constitutes of only one fifth of the formal sector and one third, approximately one third of the informal sector, right? So women are at the forefront of the problem, this problem of informalization of workforce, right? Now we will be seeing this case study of Ahmedabad. What actually was happening in early times. Ahmedabad is known for its was known for its textile production. So it was having more than 60 textile mills and employing more than 1 lakh 50,000 workers, right, on a daily basis, right? So they were having good conditions, good wages, good conditions, working conditions, and they were had strong trade unions. But what actually happened after 1980s, mills started to close down, right? And those workers who were employed in these industries they converted to didn't have any employment, right? So those people converted into went for informal sector and became a casual laborers, right? So that is how the casual laborers increased, right? And they didn't have the social security benefits also, right? So in that sense, the city, the Ahmedabad has also faced the economic recession and public disturbances, right? Like communal riots were happened at that point of the time, right? In 1980s. So the society in the societal angle, we can also see that if the people don't have the work, then they start to have the alcoholism, suicides, children were withdrawn from the schools, and they were sent to work. In that sense, child labor was being promoted after the people started to lose their work in Ahmedabad. So this is how the informalization hurts the economy, right? It wastes uh, it can waste the education or the future of the child also, right? Okay, so afterwards, what actually happened is workers and enterprise in the formal sector do not get regular income. So we have seen that in the formal sector, they get regular income as well as the post retirement or social security benefits. But in the informal sector, people doesn't get regular income as well as they don't have the protection of or the regulation from the government, right? So in that sense, there are limitations of the laws regarding the informal sector, right? So workers can be dismissed without any contract. They will not be given any compensation, right? So technology used in we also see that some of the issues of the informal sector are also there beside the workers, beside not giving the workers their due share. And the technology used in informal sector is outdated, and they don't maintain any accounts, right? And also workers of this sector live in slums, right? So in that sense, the informal sector is not good for any economy, rest and all India, right? So every person, every informal worker should move towards the formal sector, right? But it is not happening in India, right? And due to the efforts of ILO, the Indian government has then initiated the modernization of informal sector. So there are steps that are being taken so that people will start moving from from the informal sector towards the formal sector, right? So that they can also have social security measures. Okay, so let's see the unemployment scenario in India, right? So you must have seen the people are working, going for the searching for the jobs, right? So they may be asking their friends, their relatives, or they may be going for for giving their CV, that is a resume to the companies, right, so that they can get the job, right. So National Statistical Office is there, which was previously known as National Sample Survey Organization, NSSO, and it defines unemployment as a situation where people are not working, or they are either seeking, they are not working but they are seeking as employment, right. They are going for actively searching the employment, right. Intermediates, they are either searching using the intermediaries, friends or relatives, etc. So people are willing to work but they are not able to get the work. So this is what is called as unemployment according to the NSSO, right, or National Statistical Office. So, economist has also defined this. This was the definition given by the NSSO, but now economist has also seen given a different definition. They consider a person unemployed if he is not able to find the job for even 1 hour in half a day, right? For rest alone the full day. If we are able to see half a day, and if a person is able to get 1 hour of employment within that, right, then person will be considered employed. Otherwise, he is unemployed, right? This is the definition that has been given by the economists, right? Okay, so we have seen what the unemployment is. Now, are there different type of unemployments in India, right, or any economy for that perspective? Yes, open unemployment is one of the important area, right. So open unemployment is when the people are casual workers, right. So those people will be called as, those type of unemployment will be called as um open unemployment, right. Okay, now moving to this towards another unemployment. This is called disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is when the need of the person for doing a work. Suppose this is the work, right, and we need only two people for it. And if suppose three people are working in this field actively, so this third person third person is effectively not doing anything, not producing any output. So that is what this type of unemployment is called as disguised unemployment. And this type of employment is majorly seen in the agriculture sector in India, right. So because in agriculture sector in the rural areas there is a higher amount of population, right, so people work in their fields, right, but requirement of the laborers is only of two people, and three or four people are working in the same field. So this type of disguised unemployment is seen in the rural areas. We have also seen that work in the agriculture is seasonal. So what people do, when they are not able to find the work in the agriculture sector, they move towards the city, migrate towards city in that lean period, and work there, actively search and work there for in the cities, and then come back to their farms when the work comes up in the rural areas. And this type of unemployment is called as seasonal unemployment, right. So in one season he is able to get the job in the rural areas. If they are not able to do, they can move towards the cities, right. This is what is called as seasonal unemployment. Okay, and we have seen that scholars have said that in India the poverty is higher, right? Middle class are is higher in India, so people cannot remain without work for a majority of the time, right? So they have to go to for the work, right? And because their condition, their economic condition is lower, so it is doesn't allow them to not work for a longer period of time, right? So they have to accept those jobs which are not paying to them uh, adequate amount to them, adequate wage to them, right. And sometimes people are also accepting the dangerous jobs in unclean or unhealthy surroundings, unhealthy environment also, right. And this is happening because those people are being forced to take up the jobs, right. Okay, so this is the type of jobs that we have seen, and now how the government is related to generation of employment in India, right? So we have seen that Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Development Act, Manrega Act 2005 is there, where government itself promises that it will be giving 100 days of jobs to the rural people, right? And it says about unskilled manual work, right? It gives unskilled manual work to the people, right? And this initiative, this program, this scheme has been launched in order to generate employment in the rural areas, right? Okay, so government generates two type of employments. It can be direct or indirect, right? So when the government employs the people directly, right, in its PSUs, right, or its department or its services sector or a civil servant, for an example, this is called as direct job, right? Government is giving directly the job. But if if the government is creating some output out of its PSU, right? So if government's factory is there and its output is increasing, right? So this output will be going in the market, right? And those people who are working to sell those outputs, those goods, then what will be happening is when the output will increase, the number of people in that transportation and selling and marketing, etc., will keep on increasing, right? And that type of growth in the unemployment in the employment scenario, that has been done because of the government's increase in the output, right? So this type of indirect jobs are also being produced in Indian economy because of the government's help, right? Okay, so this type of work is being called as indirect work, right? Now, the government has started many programs to alleviate the poverty, and in order to alleviate the poverty, government is giving the employment to the people. Employment generation programs have been launched, and those employment generation programs have been launched within the primary education, drinking water, the nutrition, in order to generate the income and employment generating assets, right? And also the construction of houses, sanitation, etc. So all those sectors that government has provided employment in has been in order to alleviate the poverty and increase the employment in India, right? So this was all about this chapter, right? So we have seen how the employment has progressed from 1950s afterwards, and what are the different scenarios that in the employment sector currently, right? So if we conclude the whole chapter, the workforce in India and the nature of the workforce, structure of the workforce in India is changing, and there are, because of the IT, right, innovation in the information technology, new type of jobs are emerging in India, right? So people are going for, many of the countries are going for outsourcing their jobs towards India, right? And this new type of jobs are coming up that were unthinkable in the past, right? Because if a person can produce or give his services by sitting in his office or home, that was not thinkable before, right? Okay, this is a major change in the employment space, but as an employee, if we see, the individual workers are not gaining anything from it, right? And the employment has then become more informal as compared to formal. So we have seen that people are in the informal sector are increasing, right? Okay, and those informal sector people are not even getting the social security benefits. So this type of issue are also cropping up because of the informalization of workforce in India, right? So we have seen what are the different scenarios of employment as well as unemployment in India, and what the government has done to increase the employment activities in the in the India, right? What different schemes has been launched by the government, right? So we have seen all we have finished this chapter, and I hope you like this chapter, right? We have seen those pressing issues, right? And you should make these notes about the important key terms like casualization of labor force in India, right? And what is difference between the formal and informal sector, right? So these type of things you should be making notes upon, right? Okay, so this chapter is finished. We will be again coming up with the next chapter, that is chapter 7, right? And After this chapter 7, chapter 8 is the last chapter, and we will be finishing this class 11th economy through this, right? And this PDF will be available in the comment section. You can always watch it on our app, right? Okay, so thank you all. Meet you again in the next class. Okay, bye bye.